From The National, this is Trending Middle East. I'm Yasmin Al-Taji. It's Tuesday, April 8th. Here are today's headlines. The global stock market rout deepened on Monday as it reacts to U.S. President Donald Trump's new blanket tariffs. Equities across Middle East markets plummeted, in parallel with sharp falls in Asia.
Mr. Trump unveiled his most wide-ranging tariff policies last week.
The National's Shweta Jain reports.
In the UAE, the Dubai Financial Market General Index closed down 3% on Monday, while the Abu Dhabi Securities General Index ended the day down 2.6%. Saudi Arabia's benchmark Tadawul Index, which fell more than 2% during early trading on Monday, clawed back some of the losses and ended trade 1.05% higher.
Equity markets in the Middle East extended losses after suffering their worst rout in 5 years on Sunday. The downward turns prompt fears of a global trade war and a sharp slowdown in the global economy.
And looks like the chaos is going to stay a while. Analysts say volatility would be the new normal in GCC markets, in line with the global risk market movement. In the case of Dubai stocks specifically, the volatility could be much higher than its peers because they were the consistent top performers over the past 2 years. What this means is that a global trade war could lead to a recession, alongside the fall in oil prices.
France is, quote, strongly opposed to any displacement of Palestinians from Gaza. That's what French President Emmanuel Macron said in a statement from Cairo, where he's met with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and Jordan's King Abdullah. Macron arrived in Cairo on Sunday for a 2-day visit focused on addressing the worsening crisis in Gaza amid increased Israeli bombardments and a halting of humanitarian deliveries to the enclave. Here's The National's Kamal reporting from Cairo.
The visit comes at a particularly bad time for the Middle East, where Israel has relaunched its assault on Gaza and much of the world is reeling from new tariffs imposed by the Trump administration.
Macron last visited Egypt in October 2023 in response to the start of Israel's military campaign on Gaza. This visit coincides with the delivery of the first Rafale fighter jet to Egypt under a contract signed between the two countries in 2021. The North Africa and Middle East advisor to Macron called the moment a new stage for defense cooperation between Egypt and France.
The visit addressed Egyptian-French bilateral relations and included the signing of a number of MOUs and the announcement that the two countries' relationship would now be taken to the level of a strategic partnership. Now, what this means is that there will be increased business and investment opportunities from the French side, in addition to input on security. And of course, the two sides have extensive cooperation on the military and defense side, not to mention increased cooperation on education and culture and a number of other sectors.
Today, the French president is expected to visit the Egyptian port of El Arish, just west of the Gaza Strip, to meet humanitarian and security workers.
It was no surprise to see Mr. Macron taking a strong pro-Arab, pro-Palestinian position on his visit because he has been one of the most vocal critics of what Israel has been doing alongside other European countries.
Iran-backed factions in Iraq could be ready to disarm ahead of potential nuclear talks between Iran and the U.S. Groups are in discussion with the Iraqi government about their future roles within the security apparatus, including possible disarmament. That's according to sources speaking to The National on Monday. A commander of an Iran-backed armed faction said several groups have agreed to disarm and join the political process as the Iraqi government is engaging in talks with them. But a source close to the Popular Mobilization Forces, or PMF, which is one of the more prominent of the Iran-backed groups in Iraq, said these reports were an exaggeration. Iran's national proxy network has come under new pressure since the war in Gaza, but Iran-backed groups in Iraq have so far remained on the sidelines of the violence that's impacted other groups like Hezbollah and Hamas. U.S. President Donald Trump says he wants direct talks with Iran on a potential nuclear deal, but Iran has insisted it'll only engage in indirect talks. It's part of a minimized willingness by Iran to engage with the U.S. in response to Trump's maximum pressure policy on Tehran. That's all for this morning's headlines. You can get these stories and follow live updates at our site. Yasmin Altaji, The National.